you may not know when the next crisis is going to happen. In fact, the current inflation crisis is already happening, and it may even get worse. So that is why that we are offering you this opportunity, so that you can turn crisis into opportunity, so that you can be one of the rich who becomes richer in the times of opportunity. So before we move further, I would like to share with you a video, so that for those people who are very, very new to us, at least have an understanding of what our nature of business is all about. Let us go about this.
With the rapidly developing world, AI intelligence technology is going to replace a lot of our jobs. When will your job be replaced by a robot? Have you ever wondered if your competitiveness is getting weaker? The internet has revolutionized the whole world, and it will change the future too. What value can you provide in the world of internet? Have you ever thought about it? How can you use the internet to create a higher value for yourself? Today, iTeam World would like to present to you a new way on how you could leverage on the powerful internet platform just by promoting and sharing the health benefits of eLead Global products. iTeam World will help you to grasp and follow the latest internet trend so that you could continuously learn and move forward without being technologically left behind. eLead Global, with its headquarters in Hong Kong, was founded by an international group that has 30 years of experience in the research, development, and manufacturing of health food products. In the last 3 decades, the R&D team has formulated and produced products based strictly on the science of nutritional immunology. Every batch of its products goes through more than 2,000 stringent safety tests, which include pesticides, contaminants, heavy metals, toxicity, bacteria, and virus before being sold in the marketplace. Over the years, our products have won numerous awards and recognitions by our peers in the healthcare and wellness industry, and most importantly, by our customers. eLead Global, with its integrated online shopping and supply chain network, provides an unprecedented business opportunity for people like you and me. 0 registration fees, no stocking up of products, no product delivery, a virtually risk-free business opportunity. With only a smartphone in hand, you can now run your eLead Global business easily over the internet. Products purchased, membership registrations by your customers are all done online. In a traditional e-commerce business, you need to spend money and resources in order to set up a website, to market your products, set up payment methods, stock up, and not forgetting the cost to maintain the operation of your website. Besides that, there are employees, tax, and legal matters that you need to handle. iTeam World is an international team with more than 20 years of experience and success. It provides a complete online and offline training system, professional coaches, operational support, and an automated CPR IT system to assist you in your marketing efforts. Over the years, iTeam has helped and developed countless people to become millionaire entrepreneurs. By following the trend and using the internet platform, you can now grab a piece of the enormous global wellness market. You can now make your dream come true by choosing iTeam World to be your business platform. iTeam World is the key to make your life a better one. Take a moment to think about it. How would iTeam World change your destiny and your family? Wealth in the millions can't buy you conceptual thinking, but a great concept can help you earn millions of wealth. The greatest difference between successful and ordinary people is not about his or her educational and financial backgrounds, but rather on the way he thinks and the platform he chooses. The key to success in the future depends on the right platform and team, with the right people and doing the right thing. iTeam World is the answer you have been looking for, and it all starts with you. Your decision will move you closer to your dreams. Let iTeam World be your online platform to success.
Okay, great. Welcome back. Now, how many of you wants to be the millionaire in the near future? All right. So those of you who wants to be a millionaire in the near future, put in the chat group, put this number 100. Okay, put this number 100. Come on. Let's do it. Okay, let's see. Almost 400 people, only a very few, is it? Okay, come on, there, do it, all right? 100. Whoa, a lot of people is putting in right now, 100. Yes, you want to be a 100, you want to be 100% want to be the next millionaire, fine. Now, thank you very much. Thank you for your participation, okay, at this moment, at this time. But the fact is, let me ask you this question. Let me look you straight in the eye and ask you this question. When so many of us put into that chat group and says, I want to be a millionaire, how many of you actually have a goal, have a plan and a strategy to become the millionaire in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, in the next 4 years, whatsoever? Do you know what I'm saying? Now, that is highly important. Why? Because the whole world wants to be rich. The whole world wants to be successful. But the fact is, many of us only maintain and remain at the level of I want to, but we do not have a clear goal. We do not have a clear plan and strategy to be getting there. So the reason why we are here tonight, that is the reason. Now, let me share with you some of my own personal story first, because like every one of you, when I started embarking myself to become an entrepreneur, obviously I didn't start become an entrepreneur and I said, okay, I want to start my business because I want to be a millionaire. Obviously, I didn't start from that context, okay, in that matter. But what happens was, at that moment of time, I remembered, okay, like some of you might know, I started being an entrepreneur at the age of 20 years old. I was studying hotel management. After you graduate, you have to be sent for pre-training in the hotels. After training in a hotel for 6 months, I was working as a receptionist. And then you know what is my first salary? My first salary is 1,200, not US dollars. I'm a Malaysian, so my 1,200 is Malaysian ringgit lah. Okay, get what I'm saying? All right. So at that moment of time, I was asking myself, I said, look, okay, most of us, what happens is the journey is almost the same. Whatever you study, you try to, you try to go into the industry, and then you start from the very bottom and you are thinking to yourself, you know what? I am a receptionist. One day I'll become the manager. One day I'll become the general manager of the hotel. One day I can become the CEO, whatsoever. So at that moment of time, I realized that my manager becomes a manager and it took him 15 years. Then I realized my general manager took him almost 25, 30 years. And then I realized that in a couple of years, he'll be retired. And by the time he retired, he'll be equal to zero income. So I was asking myself, is this the only way? So then I realized that who are the rich in the world? So I'm asking myself, why is there crisis all the time? But why are the rich getting richer and richer? So they have different mindsets. So that was the time that I came into entrepreneurship. When I first started, I embarked myself into the health industry. Obviously, at 20 years old, when my friends was listening to me talking about health, some of my friends doesn't care. Some of my friends will pull me to the side and ask me, Kelvin, tell me the truth. Is it you kena cancer? Why you so young talk about health? You know what I'm saying? But I believe in my this opportunity. So I started building the business. I was doing it part-time in the first year. And then the first year I was making 60,000, second year 320,000, then 650,000, and then on my fourth year I make my first million. Okay, on my fourth year, yeah. So you realize that from 60,000 to 300,000, that is how many X? That is how many X? Hey, all of you fail maths? No lah. This is almost 5X all. Isn't that true? Okay, this is how from 300,000 to 600,000. This is 2X. Is that true? So from 600,000 to this is almost also 2X. Isn't that true? Okay, from in that matter. So I want to share with you a very important concept that I have lived with ever since when I embarked as an entrepreneur. Okay, the concept of 2X your income every year. That is exactly what I work for. Now, when I told you just now, when I became an entrepreneur, did I set out to become a millionaire? No, I did not. Why? Can you imagine? I was only making 1,200. At that time, I don't even know a million got how many zero. Now I ask you 100 million got how many zero, you know or not? You know what I'm saying? So the fact is this. So at that moment of time, I did not set up to become a millionaire, but I set up, I know all I need to do is to double my income. So imagine if your income is 3,000 right now. If you could double your income in the first year, it becomes 6,000, then double again 12,000, then double again 24,000. Do you know by the time 3.5 years, your income will be equivalent, your monthly income will be equivalent to your annual income, which means that you work 1 month, you can rest 11 months, no? Fun or not? You know what I'm saying? Do you know that if you double your income until 5.5 years, your weekly income will be equivalent to your annual income, which means 1 year work 7 days, exchange for 365 days. You see the difference? Okay, from there. So how is that possible? So at that moment of time, what I did was I do that. Then the reality for me was, now in the beginning, I more than 2x my income. Why? Because my income was small. In the beginning, when your income was small, it's easy for you to get 3x, 4x, or even 5x because you started at what, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. You get what I'm saying? But by the time you're 30,000, for you to 2x, that is already an increase of 30,000 a year. You get what I'm saying? So look, how do you achieve this? There is a strategy to go about it. So the reason of why we are forming our top 100 iTeampreneurs, yes, we hand in hand, we shall be embarking and working together so that we can expand not only the English market in our country, but by the time when we open Thailand, we move together. By the time we open Indonesia, we move together. By the time we open Japan, we move together. You get what I'm saying? So that we continue to expand 2x our income on a yearly basis. But the fact is this, first you got to ask yourself this reason. Why we want to do this business? Is it because of MSI, because of inflation, so that I want to make extra income? So it is very highly important to have a very clear and purpose and goal of why have you chosen the online business. So that's why we ask of you to come into the community, come into the team, because you shall be mixing with, to change. Some people say this, the closest 5 friends that you have very much determine what you will become. If the closest 5 friends that I have are multimillionaires, the chances are I will become a multimillionaire. You get what I'm saying? If the closest 5 friends that I am always with are just a normal employee making paycheck to paycheck, the very high possibility is I will be also making paycheck to paycheck. You get what I'm saying? So join that community, but allowing you to join the community and with the team is to allow you to have a clarity of your purpose and goals so that you know why you are here. Then the next thing is we will guide you of how you are getting there, which is guiding to you. How do we become a millionaire just overnight? No, but there is a plan, there is a strategy, and there are actions that needs to be taken. I have done it. Many of our members have done it. That's how you have seen why within the 2 years of COVID crisis, some of them are buying new houses and buying new cars, and some of them are already a millionaire entrepreneur, and some of them are on the way to be the next millionaire entrepreneur. Then, of course, to discipline and actions, why? You need that environment. Then, of course, massive learning. I'm going to talk about our iTeam Business School in the later part of this session. Okay, but what I want to share with you is how I go about making my first million in 4 years. But obviously, when I first become an entrepreneur, the world was different 20 over years ago, right? You know what I'm saying? My market was very much restricted. Why? Because I can only meet people face to face. Do you have social media last time? Do you have internet last time? Do you have global market? No. You get what I'm saying? So those were the days that you have to do it on a very step-by-step basis. But now you can step on an expressway. It is like you sitting on a bullet train. So here, the 6 steps, but no matter how fast is the mechanism, but the fundamentals are the same. So I want to share with you the 6 steps of myself, how I turned from 0 to a millionaire. Okay. Now, don't forget, when I became an entrepreneur, I have no experience. I have no sales skills. I have never done business before. I don't have massive contacts and connections. I I'm basically inexperienced. Yeah, my only experience is working 3 months in a hotel, and after that, I fire my boss. But the fact is, what changed me ultimately from the first step is positioning. First step is positioning. Now, if you have a health products and you have a platform that can be expanding globally, would you only be wanting to do a business only among your friends, or only within your village or your city? No. Or within only your country? No. How you want to position yourself. So positioning yourself. So that's why for you to come into the business, understand, make a complete research and understanding of what are you coming into, what is this all about, how big health industry can become, how big online and e-commerce industry can become for you, then you start positioning yourself. That's why many years ago, I read a book by this guy. And then have you heard about this topic called the 7 habits? 7 habits of successful people. And then the 7 habits, one of the habits is begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. So that's why when you position yourself, look, I want to use this opportunity to really turn my life around. And you know what? For me, I made my first million in 4 years. And ultimately, after that, of course, you start making more and more millions until by the time I'm in my 30s, I was already a multi-millionaire. But what is important is, it is not about only my life was transformed. It is also that my whole family's life will be transformed. What happens to my children's future? You get what I'm saying? So position yourself. Number 2, you must have a very clear, specific goal. How do you set long-term goal, mid-term goal, and short-term goal? How do you make plans and strategies step by step to achieve that process? You get what I'm saying? So all this, we will be guiding and coaching and go moving the path together within our top 100 entrepreneurs. Okay? So of course, there are specific plans and strategies of how to achieve that. How do we expand 2x every single year? Why? Because when we build our network, we focus on 2 lines every single year. How do we identify them? How do we guide them? How do we train them? How do we do every single step of it? We already have a plan and strategy. But the important thing is, do you allow that plan and strategy to be your strategy? Of course, step number 4 is taking massive actions. Okay, taking massive actions. Everybody knows about health trend. Everybody knows about e-commerce trend. But how many people does take actions? How many people does take actions consistently, persistently, until exponentially it grows? Step number 5, build your own team. I am where I am today, not because I'm smart. In fact, there are tons and tons of people, so many people who are smarter than me, so many people who are more sales, who are capable than me. But the fact is, because I am able to build my team. So that's why at this moment of time, as we have already grown our Chinese-speaking market very well. That's why we are doing well in Hong Kong, doing well in Taiwan, in Singapore, in Malaysia, and some parts of the world. And then, of course, now we are going to expand into this English market. What is important is you can also build your team. You get what I'm saying? How do you leverage? Remember, there is a keyword called leverage. Rich people, why the rich become richer? Because rich people knows how to leverage. How do they leverage? They can leverage on their money because they're already rich, but they can also leverage on what? People. All right. So that's why there is one guy who called himself Robert Kiyosaki. He's the guy who wrote the book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Remember him? You know what? He said a key word. He said, when the rest of the world look for work, the rich build network. The rich build network. And that is why here with Top 100 Entrepreneurs, we are here to do our positioning, goal, plan, strategy, actions, building your team so that in the end of the day, you end up having your own network. The beauty about having your own network is one day you shall be making money even when you are traveling, even when you are sleeping, even when you are not doing anything. That's why to test that the power of leveraging, to test the power of networks. Me and my family right before COVID, we went for a 6 months world tour. So by the way, I just let you know, we are planning our next world tour probably in 2024. So I shall be leading this iTeam 100 for 1.5 years. After that, I'll be doing my next world tour again. Now, these 6 steps will in the end ends with step number 6, always adjusting and adapting and always upskill myself. Now, always remember this, for you who is making 5,000, if your dream is to make 10,000, you got to upskill yourself. What are the skills necessary? Everything is shall we provided with the team and also within our iTeam business school, okay, in that matter. So that is why it is highly important for you to understand this is the journey that we are going to go through. This will be the 6 steps that we will be going through together as our top 100. Obviously, we have not finalized who will be joining the team yet. Today is just an apprentice session, so that to also give you an understanding of what you shall be expecting, and also to allow some new people, some people pressured by inflation, some people who realize that, you know what, I know the fact is if I don't change, my life will be getting worse and worse. Okay, if I don't change, my family, my promises to my children, we shall not be fulfilled. Why? Because of the crisis of inflation. You get what I'm saying? So that's why we are offering you this opportunity, and I truly welcome every single one of you to be on board with us.